Alright, in this video I'm going to be going over the rounding assignment. And really it's more than just about rounding. There's some other things dealing with fractions and decimals. So let's go ahead and get started. It says in a class of 50 statistics students, 21 students received an A. What fraction of the class received an A? Now a fraction is a part divided by the whole, or the part divided or the part out of the whole. So in this case, the part is the number of students getting an A, and the whole is the 50 students. And so the fraction of the class that received an A is 21/50. Notice we can't divide 21 and 50 by any common number. And so we're done. And notice it says to enter an integer or a fraction. An integer would be a number like 3 or -2 or 0. And in this case, we certainly have a fraction. So here we're supposed to write this fraction in lowest terms. Notice 14 and 6 are both divisible by 2. So I'm going to divide each of these by 2. I'm going to get 7 and 3. And notice 7 and 3 have no common factors other than 1. And so we're done. 7/3 is our answer. Same thing on number 3. We're going to divide by a common divisor. Now we could do divide by 2. And then we'd be able to divide by 5, but notice 20 and 30 are both divisible by 10, and so I would divide 20 by 10 and get 2, and 30 by 10 and get 3. Now again, you could have done this. Divide by 2 first, you get 10/15, and then notice each of these could be divided by 5, and either way you end up at the same fraction. And so 2/3 is your answer there. So on number 4 it says, in a survey of 2,292 adults, 1,343 believed there is a link between video games and teenagers showing violent behavior. Write the fraction of adults who believe there's a link between video games and violence. So the whole would be the total number of adults, which is 2,292. And let's see, 1,343 believe that there is this link between video games and violent behavior. So there's your part. Now I can't tell just by looking at this. I'm going to show you two calculators that are nice. This is actually one that I use in the 1332 class. Let's see if we can put it in a better spot. There we go. So I'm going to hit 1343. And then I'm going to hit my fraction button here, the n/d, and 2292. Can arrow over, and looks like everything's good. And it's not simplifying, it's changing it to a decimal, and so it looks like this is simplified. So it says simplify your answer, type an integer or a fraction, so this would be our answer here. By the way, I've had some issues posting videos, so I'm going to have to cut these off at 10 minutes, so I may just suddenly stop. So it says on number 5, tell what digit appears in the indicated place. Well, let's see, if we write down this number, this is 25 and 143, and since the last digit here is the thousandths place, we would say 25 and 143 thousandths. So the 3 is in the thousands place, the 4 would be in the hundredths place, and the 1 is in what we call the tens place, or the tenths place with TH. Of course, the 5 is in the ones place, and the 2 is in the tens place. So if we're rounding to the, the digit in the thousands place would be the 3. In this number, the digit in the ones place, that would be the 5. Let's see, the hundreds place, the 6 is in the hundreds place. And let me move this down just a tad. The tenths place, that would be the first number to the right of the decimal, which is a 0. So those are your place values. So depending on where the number is, its value is dependent on that. So this 6 is actually worth 6 hundredths because it's in the hundreds place. This 0 is worth 0 tenths because it's in the tens place. So there are no tenths in that number. Let's move on. I have to readjust my camera. So tell the place value of the indicated digit in the given number. So here it's the 4. So again, 1 to the right of the decimal, that's in the tenths place. Tell the place value of the indicated digit in the given number. The 7 is in the thousands place. Remember, it's tenths, hundredths, thousandths. Write the decimal as a fraction or a mixed number. Write your answer in simplest form. Well, because we have one number to the right of the decimal, we could say this is 0 and 1/10, or we would just say 1/10 since we have one number to the right of the decimal. So this is 1/10. So really, decimals are just special fractions. Number 12, convert the decimal to a fraction and write in lowest terms if possible. So the last digit on the right, that's a non-zero, is 4. And it's in the hundredths place, so this is 4 hundredths. Now that reduces, because 4 and 100 are both divisible by 4, in fact. You could divide by 2 twice, but it's going to be 1 over 100 divided 4 is 25. So 1/25. Let's move our camera. Convert the decimal to a fraction and write in lowest terms. So the same thing. This is 1/1000 since that 1 is in the thousands place. And there's no simplifying to do there. Whoops, my camera's moving. Round the number to the given place, so the nearest tenth. So that would be here. So when we round, we look at the number. So this is the tenths place. We're basically going to stop the number right there. So we look at the next number, and if it's 5 or bigger, we round up. But otherwise, we keep it the same. And so this is 4/10. On number 15, we're rounding to the nearest hundredth. So we're only going to go 2 decimal places. So that 1 is in the hundredths place. And since the 4 is less than 5, we're going to leave that 1 alone. It'll be 0.81 or 81 hundredths. So basically we're saying that this is closer to 81 hundredths than it is to 82 hundredths. Last one here. Again, I need to move this camera just a tad. It says round the number to the given decimal place here to the nearest hundredth. So that would be the hundredths place. We're going to cut things off right there. So since the 6 is 5 or bigger, we're going to round up. It'll be 7.79 or 7 79 hundredths. Well, I'm not quite going to make it, so I'm going to go ahead and stop the video, and I'll start part 2.